Everybody, and welcome to the CX Live Dialogues. We are delighted to have with us today Renaud Gonfreville, a French engineer and entrepreneur passionate about building companies around tech solutions. Renaud has built businesses for Fortune 500, and now he is the CEO and co-founder of ZIWO, a CCaaS B2B SaaS platform that is omnichannel, incorporated, integratable, and AI-powered to serve emerging economies. Welcome, Renaud.
Thanks, Yusha. Very, very pleased to be here.
It's our pleasure to have you. Now, Renaud, you are at obviously the helm of the contact center industry, which is undergoing tremendous metamorphosis over the years. How have you seen the role of the contact center evolve in recent years, and how have you adapted to these changes?
So it's a very interesting question because over the past 10 years, I think this industry I've gone through different type of changes. The first one is the general move to the cloud, which is affecting obviously all the software industry. When we started about 10 years ago, particularly in the emerging markets, the local infrastructure was not really ready, so it was only on-prem. We were probably one of the first company to come and to start pitching the cloud. So it was very difficult. It really picked up about, I would say 5-6 years ago when really company understood that moving to the cloud was improving a lot, of course, the cost structure, the agility that was later advocated by the pandemic. It was a big accelerator. So the cloud movement. Then second is probably the multi-channel. 10 years ago when we started, it was only the voice. People wanted to call, and after we have started the emergence of the chat, WhatsApp, social media, whatever. So now we are not talking about call center anymore. We are talking about contact center, as you rightly said. And I think that there is another element also is that the companies, they finally understood that the differentiation was critical, not to say vital for their business, and probably the customer experience was a key area where you can really differentiate. And each time you've got this touch point with the customers, it's kind of a make it or break it moment. When the customer are asking you a question, it's generally because it matters to them. They don't call you for the fun. It's generally because they've got a problem with your product or service, or they want to report something generally bad, unfortunately. So at that very moment, you have two options. Either you screw up and you lose the customer, or you make it right and they become a bit more loyal to your brand. Now, the price that with the social media, amplifying a bad experience is something super easy. So it's even more dangerous now than when it was. I mean, 10 years ago, you could screw up and nobody was aware except the family of the customer. Now you can have millions of people instantly knowing that this brand has screwed up and has got a bad customer experience. So yeah, basically our industry with these three trends going, I would say, in the right direction for us in terms of growth. These are the main trends that we have seen. And probably there is a fourth one that now is taking everybody by storm. That's the AI. So we have not yet understood how the AI is going to transform our industry, but I mean, everybody can feel a sense of how big the change will be. In a nutshell. Sorry, I'm a bit long, but I'm also a bit passionate about this industry, so that's why.
Certainly, we can see that passion flowing through as you bring about the discussion, Renaud. And I think you've touched upon 2 or 3 really critical parameters here. One has been the cloud evolution, but also the embracement of AI. And I guess the critical challenge that most companies are struggling with right now is the agility to respond to their customers and to be quite adept in ensuring that response is accurate. And that's, again, a point you touched upon. Now, based based on everything that you've just mentioned, can you share some innovative approaches that you have taken to improve customer experience in the contact center?
Yeah, for the base of our innovation basically is we are meeting with customers on a daily basis, and as a CEO, I'm constantly discussing with customers. You see, I'm sitting on my desk in the headquarters. We've got in Dubai behind me. We've got some MDR and AEs. So over the day, I constantly hearing what they are saying and also the questions from the customer. That's extremely important for me to do that because it keeps on giving me and feeding me with the latest news from the market. And sometimes you've got a big disconnect between what you can read on the website, all the hype around the AI, around the blockchain, around the this buzzword in the tech industry, and you've got a big disconnect between this and what's the daily issues from the customers. So we have to manage our technical roadmap to address the immediate problems, but also to develop into the direction of this buzzword. So for us today, and that's particularly true in the emerging countries, the first pain point that we are solving still is the classic call center use case. And what you want to have in a call center is, first of all, the quality of the voice. I mean, it's a given in most part of the world, like in Europe or in US, where the quality of the voice is a given. You've got very solid infrastructure. You've got big players like AWS, Google, and so on. In the emerging world, it's a bit different. I mean, the voice is super regulated, so you can't do whatever you want, like in the other parts of the world. So it forces you to always process the voice locally. And when I say locally, it means within a local data centers, with your own local equipment in the country. And if you don't do that, the quality of the voice is a disaster. We have seen on the market many solutions not really working. So we have taken a different approach because we are a native emerging country solution. So we have developed a technology that can easily adapt to any type of infrastructure, even the most simple and basic one. So the quality of the voice is number one, but at the same time we provide the agility of the cloud. So and that's big ask for the companies. And now you've got this. These new habits from the pandemic time, where the people are working from anywhere, can work from home, can travel, and so on and so forth. And you need to give them this seamless experience. And the other thing is also the ability to integrate with any type of tech environment. Because as you were saying, when the customer is asking question, you need to provide an answer very fast, which is one of the pillars of good CX. You need to answer fast. You need to answer precise answers, of course, but you need to do it fast. And to do that, you need to connect your tool with the existing, with the other systems where you've got the information available. So it means that the ability of your software to connect and to integrate with the CRM, with the knowledge database, with all the systems that you may use in your company, it needs to be very simple. By simple, I mean quick and cheap. So we have that approach where, first of all, with ZIWO, you have some off-the-shelf connector for most of the CRMs of the market, whether it's Zendesk or Microsoft Dynamics. We keep on adding every month. We've got one or two new, and that's super important because the people, the companies, even if they have the capacity to develop a connector, they don't want to do that. So you have to provide that. And the minimum you can do also is that to make a software which is API based, so that you also can connect with any type of existing software, but also the future software, because you don't know what will be the new social media, the new way of communication, and so on and so forth. So 5 years down the line, you don't want to redo all this exercise again. So as a base, the software, and that's always a recommendation to my customers for any software you are using, check if you can connect them, if there are some APIs that you can use to connect to the rest of your infrastructure.
Certainly. Now, you very rightly mentioned, Renaud, that CX and contact center performance is becoming the #1 organizational performance matrix. And that is obviously causing a lot of momentum towards ensuring that you exemplify your customer experience as well as your contact center performance. Can you discuss a successful project or initiative that you have led to improve customer contact and contact center performance matrix, such as customer satisfaction, or if it would be the call resolution rates? If you could just share some light on that.
Yeah, so the statistics plays a very important role in any call center operation or contact center operation, and that's the reason why part of our workforce we've got call center manager or contact center managers, because we need to have this very fine knowledge about what our customers are doing. Personally, I'm a big fan of the NPS. I like these things because I mean, it was demonstrated, it was invented by a consulting firm, Ben, I think. The NPS is a proxy for a lot of things, and particularly your chance of increasing your growth and increasing your profit, which are two important things for any company. So basically, you increase your NPS, and if you are capable of doing this, then it means that your revenue and your profit is going to grow. So that's why I'm a big fan. And personally, I'm measuring the NPS for my own customers, so I can also advocate our own customers to use that for their own customers. So the NPS is a big thing. So we have integrated the NPS measurement. Right at the end of the call, we can ask an NPS questions to the customers automatically. In terms of other metrics, we have a lot. I mean, all the metrics you can find in a call center. We have that directly in the system. And definitely our customer success people, they use that on a daily basis. They look at the KPIs of our customers, and then they have meeting. They are acting like consultant, and they look at the figures and they give their opinion. They help the customers also to understand if these figures are correct or not, because sometimes you say, I've got an NPS of 10, I'm super happy. But if all your competitors have an NPS of 20, it's very bad. You know, it's always to whom you compare to know if you are good or bad. So that's also important to get that knowledge. We can give this sense. We are also helping our customers to understand where they are losing the calls, because basically we have two use cases. We have the customer care and we have the sales department. These are the two big use cases that we're addressing. So if I can give you an example, in the real estate, we are working with the biggest real estate firms here in the UAE and in Saudi. This is a big industry. They are spending millions in advertising. So they pay the Google to generate leads. When the leads is coming back to their CRM, I've got in one in particular in mind. where we help them to increase the lead signing by more than 20%, because before we arrived, I mean, they were receiving leads, and then it was sent to the salespeople. But the salespeople, they could call immediately, or after 5 minutes, or after 1 hour, or after 24 hours. And of course, the more time you wait to call for a hot lead, the less chance you have to close it. With ZIWO, we could call automatically the person right after he left his details on the website. So there is basically no delay between the moment he wanted to be called and the moment he received the call. And thanks to that, I mean, the increase of deal signing was just amazing. It put also a bit more pressure and competition among the sales team, but in real estate, that I think that's basic. And another example also, but you know, this type of things, if you think about it, you can do it with any type of solution. But what was it was easy to do with ZIWO because we've got this concept of easy integration, API based. So it was really something that could be deployed in no time. When I say no time, I'm talking about a few hours. Other example, we're working with a big company that are doing TV shopping. So TV shopping is you advertise on television some products, you put a phone number, and if you want to purchase, you call that number. So you need a very solid and strong call center. And this company, they are deployed in, I think, more than 20 countries, Middle East, Africa. So it's not that easy. And in some countries, it's a big industry. I mean, it's not really my type of TV shows, but in some countries, it's very popular. And what we have done is that we have been working with the product management to know, okay, most of the products that they are selling is skincare creams and this type of stuff that are repeatable items. So if you think about, oh, I've sold this cream to one person, how many days it will last? And what if we are calling automatically after this number of days and to ask, okay, do you need another cream? And again, this type of scenario, and it's you need to integrate your CRM, your product database, and the call center all together. So if you can't integrate easily, you can't easily deploy this type of scenario. And the increase of repeat sales on this particular category of items was just amazing. I mean, talking about 10-15% revenue increase. So this type of things that are not that complicated as a concept, when you want to implement, if you don't have a system which is sufficiently open or sufficiently smart to do that, you can't do it. I could go on and on. There are many tricks to do that. So increasing the revenue, increasing the productivity of the agents in the call center. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And the nice thing is that with the experience we've got several hundreds of customers among many countries. So we can also help our customers to achieve this.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I think that was very, very insightful. Finally, Renaud, one of the questions that keeps coming up is how do you balance the goals of providing excellent customer service with the need to meet business objectives, such as cost efficiency and productivity, especially in today's economic environment? How would you propose organizations manage this?
That's a good question, and the good news is that I believe you can increase your customer experience, and at the same time to reduce your cost. So the obvious way to reduce your cost is to move your infrastructure to the cloud. That's the first step. Because with the cloud, you're talking about a managed service. It's a no-brainer compared to an on-prem solution. You need to have hardware fails. You need people on the ground to go to fix the hardware, and so on and so forth. So the move to the cloud is today it's a no-brainer. We don't need to pitch that to our customers. They understand it perfectly. At ZIWO, we've got a way to deploy on any type of cloud. So the only resistance we've got used to be from the regulated sectors or from the government, because where the data sits is super important, which I completely understand. So that's why we have developed this software where we can deploy on private clouds. So basically you control completely where your data is, but at the same time you benefit from the agility of the cloud. So first is to move to the cloud. Then through the integration, you've got massive opportunities of two things: of increasing the productivity, because what you don't want is that your agent to switch from one software to another software to another software to find the information. So through the integration, you can build this dream of a 360 view of the customer that everybody is asking for, where you've got only one interface and automatically all the information is coming and you've got everything. So we're working in that direction. Also, we talked quickly about the AI. We are working on projects where we'll be able also to push some information to the customer, to the agent, so that he can deliver that information or share it very easily, automatically to the customer, depending on what the company wants to do. So integration is a big opportunity for savings through productivity. And when we are asking our customers how much they are increasing the productivity with ZIWO compared to their previous solution, it's generally between 1.5 to 2x, which is super important. If you think about the cost structure of your contact center, probably 85-90% is coming from the agent salary, and the rest is overhead, the technology, and so on and so forth. So if you can increase productivity of the agents by plus 50 or plus 100%, that's the best you can do to your cost structure. The other thing through the integration is I give you some example of how you can also increase the revenue through some integration, managing flows automatically, improving your process. So that's generally what we are pitching to our customers, and we show them how we can go from an existing solution which is completely on-prem, with decentralized hardware and infrastructure for each and every country, which is a disaster to manage. Plus, if you have to deal with the local telecom operator, that's another headache. So we come and we say, okay, we take the software, we take the telecom part, we put that in the cloud, and here you go. You pay us a monthly fee, and that's it. And that monthly fee, you increase the number of users, you increase the fee, you decrease the number of users, you decrease the fee, as simple as possible. And that's why I think we're so successful, particularly in the emerging countries where no equivalent solution exists like this. That's the first step. Second step is the integration. So we look at normally the major chunk that we have to integrate with is the CRM, but sometimes there are other applications. And we roll out the discussion like this. And after the productivity, then we think about, okay, what about this process? What if you do this and that? And it's a complete journey, but we need to start, generally speaking, we start by learning how to walk, and slowly we start running and running very fast. That's we have done this process through with very prominent regional groups, and we were surprised because the starting point was really bad, but the people were asking for this. Paradoxically, it's much more simple when you start with a startup because it's a blank page and you can start directly with the right solution. But when you've got a legacy, when you have invested so much into expensive hardware, expensive consultants that have developed specific modules to help you, it's a bit more difficult to convince the people to trash all of this and to start to something more fresh. But unfortunately, it seems that it's the only solution. At the point you need to get rid of the legacy. It's not an easy move, but if you don't do that, the risk is that you are not at par anymore with your competition.
Correct. Thank you so much, Renaud. That was wonderful. It was a pleasure speaking to you today. And I'm sure the industry is going to look forward to actually listening more about your insights at the Contact Center show, where we look forward to welcoming ZIWO as our strategic partner on the 23rd and 24th of May in Dubai. So we look forward to seeing you there as well. And till then, please take care. And thank you very much for today.
Yeah, I will be there. No worries. I will be there with great pleasure. Thanks, Ayusha, for having me on your show, and wishing you a very good day. Bye-bye.
Likewise. Bye for now.